No massive open worlds, no ultra-realistic graphics, just small screens, keypad controls, and surprisingly creative games. Among those hidden gems was the amazing Spider-Man, a title that captured the spirit of the iconic superhero in a way that still feels nostalgic today. Released during the era of feature phones, this game brought Spider-Man to life in a 2D side-scrolling adventure. At first glance, it might seem simple, but once you start playing, you quickly realize there's more depth than expected. The story follows Peter Parker as he faces off against classic villains threatening New York City. Even with limited hardware, the game does a solid job of setting up that familiar Spider-Man tone, responsibility, danger, and the constant struggle between normal life and superhero duty. It doesn't rely on long cutscenes or voice acting. Instead, it uses short text sequences and gameplay to tell its story efficiently. One of the most impressive aspects of the game is its gameplay mechanics. You can punch, kick, jump, and of course, use web abilities. Swinging isn't as free as in modern games, but the developers cleverly adapted it into a 2D format. You can latch onto specific points and move across gaps, giving you that classic Spider-Man feeling even on a small screen. Combat is straightforward but satisfying. Enemies come in waves, from street thugs to more dangerous opponents, requiring timing and positioning to defeat. As you progress, the difficulty increases, keeping the experience engaging without feeling unfair. What really stands out is the variety of levels. Each stage introduces new challenges, platforming sections, enemy encounters, and even boss fights. These boss battles are a highlight, often requiring you to learn patterns and react quickly. It's not just button mashing. There's a bit of strategy involved, which was rare for many mobile games at the time. Visually, the game does an impressive job within its limitations. The pixel art is colorful and recognizable, with Spider-Man's suit clearly detailed. The environments, from city rooftops to darker alleyways, help create a sense of atmosphere. While it can't compete with modern graphics, it absolutely delivers charm. The sound design is simple but effective. Catchy background music plays during levels, and sound effects give feedback for punches, jumps, and web attacks. It all contributes to an experience that feels more complete than many other Java games of its time. Controls, of course, were designed for classic keypad phones. Movement is handled through directional buttons, while actions are mapped to keys. It may feel unusual today, but at the time, it worked surprisingly well. Players had to master timing and precision, especially in tougher sections. Another thing that made this game special was its accessibility. It didn't require a powerful device or a large download. Almost anyone with a compatible phone could play it, making it widely popular among fans of Spider-Man and casual gamers alike. Looking back, the Amazing Spider-Man represents a unique moment in gaming history. It shows how developers could create fun, engaging experiences even with strict technical limitations. It wasn't about graphics or scale, it was about creativity and gameplay. Back in the days of classic mobile games, long before smartphones flooded the market, Java games brought iconic franchises to life on small screens, and one of the most ambitious among them was Assassin's Creed. This wasn't just a simple spin-off. The mobile version of Assassin's Creed captured the spirit of the original console experience and reshaped it for devices with keypads and limited hardware. Players stepped into the role of Alter, a skilled assassin navigating through the historic cities of the Middle East during the time of the Crusades. Even with technical limitations, the game delivered an engaging blend of action, stealth, and parkour. What made this version special was how it adapted core gameplay mechanics. Instead of fully open 3D environments, the game used side-scrolling levels combined with smooth animations to simulate climbing, jumping, and combat. You could scale walls, leap across rooftops, and eliminate targets with precision, all using simple button controls. The missions followed the familiar Assassin's Creed formula: gather information, track your target, and strike at the right moment. Along the way, players had to avoid guards, blend into the environment, and use timing to their advantage. Despite the smaller scale, the tension and strategy remained intact. Visually, the game pushed Java phones to their limits. Detailed sprites, fluid movements, and atmospheric backgrounds brought ancient cities to life in a surprisingly immersive way. The soundtrack and sound effects added to the experience, making each mission feel intense and rewarding. But beyond the gameplay, this mobile version represents something bigger. It's a snapshot of a time when developers had to rely on creativity rather than raw power. They took a massive, complex franchise and distilled it into something portable, accessible, and still exciting. For many players, this was their first introduction to Assassin's Creed. For others, it was a way to carry their favorite game wherever they went. Either way, it proved that great ideas can thrive, even on the smallest screens. Today, looking back at the Java edition of Assassin's Creed is a reminder of how far mobile gaming has come. But it also shows that innovation isn't about technology alone, it's about how you use it. And in that sense, this tiny assassin's journey left a lasting mark on gaming history. Released in the early 2000s, this game brings to life the charm and humor of the beloved French comic series. You join the iconic duo Asterix, the clever and quick-witted warrior, and Obelix, the lovable strongman with a taste for wild boar, as they travel to Egypt to help Queen Cleopatra prove that her people can build a magnificent palace in record time. From the very first level, the game captures that classic side-scrolling adventure feel. You'll run, jump, and fight your way through colorful environments inspired by ancient Egypt. Think pyramids, deserts, and bustling construction sites, each packed with enemies, obstacles, and secrets waiting to be discovered. The gameplay is easy but fun. You switch between Asterix and Obelix, each of which has their own strengths. Asterix is fast and agile, making him perfect for dodging traps and navigating tricky platforms. Obelix, on the other hand, is pure strength. He easily smashes enemies and clears obstacles. Knowing how to use each character correctly is the key to beating the levels. Of course, an Asterix story wouldn't be complete without humor. The game is filled with funny animations and lighthearted humor that captures the spirit of the comics. Roman soldiers get tossed around like rag dolls, and even the smallest interactions have a comedic touch. What makes this game truly special is just how much it managed to achieve despite the limitations of Java mobile technology. The pixel art is vibrant, the controls are sensitive, and the level design keeps things interesting as you play through. For many players, it wasn't just a game, it was a pocket-sized adventure they could take with them almost anywhere. Today, looking back, Asterix and Obelix reminds us of simpler times in the gaming industry. No monetization, no complex systems, just pure fun and creativity packed into a small device. So whether you played it years ago or are discovering it for the first time, this game remains a charming part of mobile gaming history. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more retro gaming adventures.